Easy. Oh, don't put him back there, Hensley. That's where animals don't come back. You put him back in that hole back there.
I can't get him.
Yeah, that's what happens. Let's see. Here, don't put him back there, okay? I definitely do not miss doing yard work when I had a house. That was something that's been really nice about RV living, is our yard work is done for us. And it's included like in one fee for everywhere we're at. We're hoping to get 5 100-watt panels added to our 2 100-watt panels we've got on the roof already. We want to get this Victron battery monitor installed, get this Xantrex pure sine wave inverter installed, get this remote panel installed for the Xantrex, and I'm hoping we'll have time to put this transfer switch in and maybe even wire the solar into like our AC outlets so that we don't have to only be able to plug into these 2 plugs that are physically on the Xantrex inverter. And we've only got a few days to get this stuff done. We've been planning on doing this for like the last week. It's been raining off and on. Hoping the rain's gonna hold off, but it's already not looking good. Really not looking good. It's not really if we're gonna get drenched, it's just when we're gonna get drenched at this point because it's basically surrounding us, making its way to us. But Mike said he'd get all this done before the rain got here, so we're good to go.
You know, I don't know, what, hour and a half maybe?
Yeah.
Tops?
Yeah, you
5
got
panels?
You got
wiring, everything?
Yeah. I got other stuff inside I haven't shown you yet too, so we're good.
We'll do that after lunch.
Yeah. You didn't get it done, Mike. Disappointed.
Nope.
So it's still raining, so we moved inside, and the trick with the Airstream and a lot of RVs, but especially these smaller RVs like an Airstream, is you are really limited on the amount of space you have in this thing, where you have to cram a lot of stuff. So we've got to get the solar controller in there. That's on the left. We've got that's the charger, right? On the right. The charger's on the right. We've got the Xantrex inverter that has to go in somewhere over here. I think it's going on the left side where we're going to cram it.
Right in here.
Lots of fun. Kind of like Jenga. Probably not quite as fun as Jenga, but I don't know. I didn't really like Jenga anyway, so. I told Mike we were playing Jenga and he came over and he was like, oh, crud.
Well, you meant this.
Yeah. This is electrical Jenga. And so part of what's tricky about putting solar panels on an RV roof is this has got limited space. It's not like the roof is just a blank spot. I mean, you've got fans and vents and ACs, and not just that, you've still got to look at the spots. You know, if you can, I would prefer to not have a solar panel that could possibly be in the shade of an AC. But, you know, that's not in this small of a space. That's pretty hard to do if I'm wanting to get like 700, 800, 900 watts up here. And so we have done 7 solar panels. We chose 7 because each panel is 5.29 amps, and so that's going to give us 37.03 amps total. We went to 8. I mean, and this is 100% efficiency. They're going to each put out 5.29 amps. Chances are they're going to put out, you know, half of that. So really, we could probably go ahead and bump this up to 9 if we wanted to, but we're just going to keep it safe. I'm going to keep it at 7, and later on, if I add 2 more panels to make it 9, we'll probably have to upgrade our charge controller, because that's the cap. Our charge controller, we have a 40 amp charge controller, and so that's like the bottleneck for a lot of this, is this number has to stay below this number. And so we're only getting about 50% efficiency because the panels are they're flat. They're not, you know, if we went up there and I tilted them all the time and, you know, the sun came in and, you know, if they tilted, especially like with the sun as the change of day and things like that, we could get a lot better efficiency than this. But I chose just to put more panels and have all those panels flat and get 50% efficiency, you know, ish, rather than have to mess with getting on the roof and tilting those panels. We never use our HD antenna ever on any RV we've ever had. So we temporarily, you know, take that down and do something with it. But so 2 panels here. You can fit 2 here if we bend back this shield. This shield, if you ever see that, is to block, I'm pretty sure is to block the heat from that AC coming out from going like down your refrigerator vent. So we could bend that shield back and it still do what it need to do. So we could put 2 panels on this side if we need to. And then there's still room for 3 100-watt panels on the back. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If we were going to go all the way to 900, which we're just going to stop at 700, which will be a big jump from the 200 we had before. And I've been told, and from what I've researched and what I've read, it's really good if you can try to buy all your panels the same size and from the same manufacturer. It makes it a lot easier as far as troubleshooting and compatibility and all that kind of thing. And part of the trick too when you're doing this is you can't just start throwing panels, well you can, but I probably wouldn't want to do it. Just start throwing panels all over the top of your RV, because then you can't get on your RV to access things that need to be fixed or worked on or swapped out. So we also had to think through, you know, where all these panels are going and whether or not we could still have a way to access them. You know, at least be able to access everything from a ladder coming up the side of the RV. And that's part of why we're not going to put a panel right here right now, because I want to be able to have a ladder that can come up here and we can access this AC if we need to for maintenance. If you're ever curious what a thunderstorm sounds like inside of an Airstream, it's kind of pleasant in a way because you get the rain coming on the tin roof. But this is pretty heavy rain. I'd say in thunder, you know, scale of 1 to 10. And what we've experienced in 2 years in an RV, like the amount of noise and just the size of the rain and how loud it is coming in on the RV. I mean, this is probably like an 8 or 9. I mean, this is pretty close to the loudest we've ever had.
The road's gonna bounce.
Whoa, that's a big one. Look at that water, Hensley. That is getting crazy. And that is getting closer to our RV than I would like. Wow.
The road's falling.
I hope it doesn't flood, Hensley. It's okay, sweetie. We'll get your giraffe. We'll get him. He's okay. That giraffe's okay. He's getting a little bit wet, but he's okay. Just a little bit wet.
The cat flew away.
Yep, there's your cat too. We'll get him. He'll be okay. I hope. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Day 2 of the solar install. The rain has finally started to calm down a little bit. There's still a chance of rain today. There's been 20% chance of rain like for a week and a half in this area. And most days it's been 50% or greater. So it's like it'll rain for an hour, it'll stop for 3 hours, rain for an hour. If you've done projects like this, you know, like half the time is just getting all this stuff out. You only got 2 to 3 hour gaps. It's very difficult to get anything done. Finished mounting this panel. We've mounted this panel, and we're just using the L brackets. You can get these at any hardware store with some die-core as well once those are down, and we are riveting all those in with a ripper gun. Hey Hensley.
Daddy's up here.
Daddy's way up high, isn't he? High in the sky. So we are trying to pay attention to the natural curve of the Airstream and where we can put things so that we don't have, you know, like jagged edges sticking out all over the place in the back and the front. Unfortunately on this one on the back side, like you can see that corner sticking out right there. That's what we're trying to avoid. So we're not even going to have one on this side. And then on the front, there's not going to be one here, so we don't have to worry about the jagged edge there from the panel. And then this panel on this side is going to be back a pretty good amount. So hopefully it won't show too bad there. That's probably 8 inches, 6'8"?
Actually, I can give you an exact number. 12.
12, okay, cool. So this was 12 inches back from the aluminum. So we're hoping once that one's level and mounted, it's not gonna show too much. And we're mounting as many as we can on this side because we got our awning here and it's blocking what you can see a lot better than the other side doesn't have as much blocking the view of the panels. I'm gonna take this antenna off and make room for another panel right there in that spot to keep it on the awning side. But for TV, we pretty much use our unlimited hotspot, and we Verizon, Hulu, that kind of thing. Sometimes we might, rarely, but sometimes we hook up to park cable and things like that. I've never used the HD antenna, but I've heard that, you know, if you're in a big city, I've heard they're pretty nice. So we are gonna keep it And if we sell this, it's going to go back with the RV because this isn't like a permanent, removal type thing. So even with all the rain delays, we had a pretty good first and second day of the solar install. We got 2 panels physically on the roof and done. And then we know where the other 3 panels are going to go. We just haven't got those up there yet. We've gotten all of our parts shipped in, ready to use. We know where all the electronics are going to go. We've sort of spaced all that out. It just takes a long time to do this stuff, and you almost have to plan for more time than you think you will, especially when you're doing like an outside project like this. Don't want to leave you with a cliffhanger on the giraffe. The giraffe was rescued about 30 feet down the creek. It was sort of wedged in between a like little bridge thing and a rock, so we saved it. However, the red kitty cat toy was lost at sea. I could not find it. I don't know where it went. It just kept floating and floating and floating and disappeared. So unfortunately, we saved half the crew. Hensley's more attached to the giraffe than the cat. So life goes on. We're gonna call it a day, wrap it up, and catch you guys later.